Have you ever stood in front of the mirror one quiet morning and suddenly noticed something different about your hair? The crown doesn't have the same lift it used to. The ends look thinner, a little tired, like they're slowly slipping away. You brush it, you adjust it, you try to make it work, but deep down you feel it. Something has changed. Maybe you've tried switching shampoos. Maybe you've added more layers or more product, hoping to bring back that fullness. But nothing really feels the same. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. For so many of us, hair thinning doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, subtle shift, one that makes us feel just a little less confident, a little more invisible, even if no one else notices. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. You don't need to wait for your hair to grow back. You don't need expensive treatments or complicated routines. Sometimes the right haircut, just the right shape, the right line, can make your hair look instantly fuller, healthier, and more youthful. Today, I'm here as your friend, not a stylist, not a beauty guru, but someone who knows what it's like to look in the mirror and want to feel like you again. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 haircuts, plus one bonus secret at the end that are beautifully designed for thinning hair. Each one is simple, effective, and tailored to help you feel radiant again, without losing who you are. So stay with me, and if you find this helpful, consider giving it a like or subscribing. We're building a space here for women who want to age with grace, strength, and a whole lot of style. Let's begin. Part 1: The long blunt cut with soft bangs, quiet strength in simplicity. Let's begin with something beautifully simple. A haircut that doesn't scream for attention but quietly transforms the way your hair looks and the way you feel about it. It's the long blunt cut with soft bangs. Now I know what you might be thinking. Long hair and thinning hair? That doesn't sound like a good combination. And you'd be right. If we're talking about letting hair grow without limits, letting it hang past the point where it starts to break down, lose density, or turn wispy at the ends. But that's not what we're doing here. This cut is about knowing where your hair still holds strength. It's about finding that point before the ends grow too thin and making a clean, deliberate cut that brings structure and fullness back to your look. The blunt edge is where the magic happens. When all your strands fall to the same level, something shifts. You create a sharp, solid line that visually thickens the ends. It's one of the oldest illusions in hairstyling and one of the most effective. But the secret isn't just in the length, it's also in the bangs. Many women over 50 begin to notice thinning around the front hairline or temples. It's subtle at first, but over time, those sparse areas can affect how confident we feel, even if no one else notices. Soft bangs, especially light, wispy ones, can gently frame the face and make a world of difference. They draw attention to your eyes, soften your cheekbones, and most importantly, they shift focus away from thinning areas without looking heavy or forced. There's a tenderness to this kind of bang. It's not about hiding. It's about revealing the features you love most about your face and giving them the attention they deserve. So how do you know how much hair to use for bangs without thinning the rest of your hair? Here's a simple way to find out. Take a flat comb and lay it on the crown of your head, angled forward. Wherever that comb naturally lifts off your scalp, that's your natural starting point for bangs. From there, create a soft triangle section between that point and your temples. That's the sweet spot. Just enough hair to form bangs that feel full without taking too much from the rest. And when it comes to styling this cut, the good news is, it doesn't need a lot. Apply a light volumizing mousse to damp hair. Use a round brush while blow drying to create a slight bend at the ends and some lift at the roots. You don't need to overstyle. In fact, less is often more, because this cut holds its shape. It speaks for itself. It's confident without being complicated. It's modern without trying too hard. And most of all, it allows your hair to look fuller, stronger, and more alive than it has in years. Sometimes you don't need a dramatic change. You just need the right line, the right softness, and the courage to see yourself in a new light. Part 2: Medium length with face framing layers. Subtle movement, lasting confidence. Some of us still want a little length, not because we're holding on to something from the past, but because long hair, when done right, can feel soft, elegant, and uniquely feminine. But if your hair is fine or thinning, layering can feel like a gamble. Too many women have sat in a salon chair only to walk out with hair that feels lighter in all the wrong ways. Strands that used to fall together now separate. The ends feel weak, and instead of movement, you get mess. But there's a better way. The medium-length cut with soft, face-framing layers is about control. It's about giving you just enough shape, just enough softness without losing fullness. Imagine hair that falls just above your shoulders or gently touches the collarbone. The ends are left blunt and solid, which keeps your hair looking thick and structured. But the magic happens in the front. Delicate layers are added only around your face. That's it. Why just the front? Because those layers serve a few important purposes. They soften your features, especially the jawline and cheekbones. They add gentle lift around your face, which pulls the eye upward and subtly creates the illusion of volume. And maybe most importantly, they break up the heaviness that blunt cuts can sometimes bring to certain face shapes, especially as we age. And here's what's beautiful about this cut. You're not sacrificing thickness. The back of your hair, the bulk of your strands, they stay intact. So while you get softness and movement up front, you still walk away with a full, healthy silhouette. Now let's talk styling, because how you finish this cut can make all the difference. Start with damp hair and a light volumizing mousse or root lifting spray. And don't be shy, fine hair actually needs a bit of product to help it hold shape and structure. Use a round brush to create a gentle bend in those front pieces. Not curls, not waves, just a soft curve that lifts away from your face. That little bit of movement catches the light, adds dimension, and creates the visual impression of thicker, fuller hair. And if you're someone who struggles with the round brush and blow dryer dance, don't worry, you're not alone. That's where blow dryer brushes come in. These all-in-one tools are a game changer. They let you dry and shape at the same time without the arm workout. One word of caution, though: avoid flat irons for this look. They can make fine hair look too sleek, too flat, and ironically, even thinner. You're not aiming for smooth. You're aiming for soft, touchable volume. Now, here's a final styling trick that makes a world of difference. If your front layers tend to separate or fall flat because of cowlicks or awkward growth patterns, try this. Blow dry them in the opposite direction first. Once they're about 80% dry, flip them back into place and finish styling. This little switch creates subtle tension at the root, which helps the hair sit better and hold its shape. It's these small shifts that create real, visible change. Because this isn't just about the cut, it's about how you move through your day. It's about catching your reflection, not to critique it, but to smile at it. This style is for the woman who wants softness without sacrifice, movement without mess, a touch of youthfulness without trying to be younger, and when you find that balance, it shows. Part 3: shoulder-length hair with strategic layers, balance, movement, and volume that lasts. There's something timeless about shoulder-length hair. It's long enough to feel feminine, short enough to feel manageable. And when done right, it's the sweet spot for women with thinning hair. But here's the truth: not all layers are created equal. We've all seen layering go wrong. One too many snips and suddenly your ends look stringy, your volume disappears, and your hair feels like it lost its center of gravity. But when layers are placed with intention, strategically, thoughtfully, they can bring life back to your style in the most natural way. This cut works especially well for women whose hair tends to fall flat at the crown. Instead of layering all the way down to the ends, we focus on layering through the upper midsection and crown while leaving the ends full, solid, and healthy. Here's how it works. You keep the hair around shoulder length, which is ideal. Any longer and the weight starts pulling the hair down, making it look thinner. Any shorter and you might lose the softness that many women want to keep. Now imagine this. The top section of your hair is layered just enough to create lift around the crown, near the part, and slightly around the face. These layers create movement and bounce exactly where you want them. They encourage volume without stripping density from the ends. And the bottom of your hair, still full, still blunt, still strong. You're not cutting your fullness away. You're just lifting the weight in all the right places. Let's talk styling, because this cut loves movement. Start by applying a lightweight root lifting spray or mousse to damp hair. Flip your head upside down as you begin drying to encourage natural lift at the roots. Then flip it back up and use a round brush to focus on the top layers, rolling them gently under or away from the face, depending on your preference. You can also add in loose waves with a wide curling iron or wand. Not tight curls, just soft, casual bends. The kind of movement that looks effortless but adds instant fullness. And here's a key detail: don't overdo the product. Fine hair doesn't like weight. A light texturizing spray at the end is all you need to help separate the layers and add dimension. Want to know if this cut is right for you? Here's a quick at-home test. Pull the top half of your hair up and clip it. Look at what's left underneath, the lower section that forms your base. If that bottom section still looks thick and healthy on its own, you can absolutely support layers up top without sacrificing the look of fullness. But if your base layer looks sparse, you may want to hold back on layering for now, or ask your stylist for the lightest version possible. This haircut isn't about drama, it's about quiet, intentional beauty. It gives your hair permission to move, it gives your face a natural frame, and it gives you something that flat, one-length styles never can: airiness, softness, and subtle lift that lasts. Because sometimes, volume isn't about making your hair bigger, it's about making your whole presence feel lighter. Part 4. The chin-length bob with nape beveling, sharp elegance, soft power. Sometimes the most powerful change comes in the smallest frame. The chin-length bob with beveled nape may seem simple, classic even. But in truth, it's one of the most precise and effective cuts for women with fine or thinning hair. And when it's done right, it can completely transform your silhouette, your profile, and how you carry yourself. Let's start with the length. By cutting the hair to graze just below the chin, you eliminate the frail, aging ends that so often make longer hair look tired. What you gain in return is structure, shape. A clean, confident line that brings clarity to your look and softness to your face. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is in the nape beveling. Instead of cutting the back straight across, your stylist creates a slight inward angle at the nape of your neck. This subtle bevel gently curves the hair inward toward your neckline, lifting the weight and adding dimension. It makes the back of the head appear rounder, fuller, more naturally elevated. Why does that matter? Because fine hair tends to fall flat at the crown. Without a bevel, the back of the head can look bulky at the bottom and empty on top, creating an unflattering triangle that draws the eye downward. Beveling redirects the eye upward, restoring balance and lifting your entire head shape. And here's something that might surprise you: this cut doesn't just help your hair, it also does wonders for your facial features. The chin-length frame emphasizes your jawline, creating a beautiful definition. It softens the cheeks, brightens the eyes, and draws attention exactly where you want it: up and inward, never down and out. It's strong without being severe. Polished but never rigid, and it flatters almost every face shape with quiet confidence. Now let's talk styling, because this cut doesn't ask for much. To encourage the nape to curve inward and hold its shape, use a round brush at the back while blow-drying. Rotate the brush in small circular motions, lifting slightly as you go. This creates that signature rounded silhouette without needing a curling iron or excessive heat. As for the front, you have options. You can wear this bob sleek and straight for a more refined look, or add a gentle bend for softness and movement. Just be mindful not to overstyle the ends. Sharp flips or heavy curls can overwhelm the delicate balance of this cut. And if you want to enhance fullness even more, consider adding soft texture through the body. Loose waves, tousled lift, or a touch of dry texture spray can make even fine hair appear more dynamic and dimensional. Here's something I love about this style: it looks intentional. Even when it's lived in. Even when the wind moves through it or the day pulls you in a dozen directions, this cut stays grounded. And for many women over 50, that grounded feeling matters. It says, I know who I am, and I take up space with grace. This isn't just a haircut, it's a frame for your face, your energy, your story, refined and reawakened. So if you've been waiting for a sign to go shorter, but not too short, structured but still soft, this might be the perfect middle ground. You don't have to be bold to wear this cut. You just have to be ready to see yourself in a new, clear light. And let that clarity carry you forward. Closing, you don't need more hair, you just need the right cut. So let's take a breath and come back to where we started. That quiet moment in the mirror, that pause before the brush touches your hair, that question in your heart. Is there something I can do? Now you know the answer is yes. Not because you need to fight age, not because you have to chase youth, but because the right haircut isn't just about appearance. It's about how you feel when you see yourself, reflected clearly, confidently, beautifully. We've talked about 5 powerful styles today, from the long blunt cut with soft bangs that brings strength back to thinning ends, to medium length cuts with face framing layers that move like a whisper, to shoulder length with strategic layers that create lift where you need it, to the precision of a chin-length bob that sculpts and elevates. And finally, to the quiet boldness of short, textured styles that say, I'm here. And I'm not hiding. Each cut is more than just a style, it's a strategy, a subtle shift that brings fullness to your hair and freedom to your spirit, because you don't need a dramatic transformation to look renewed. You just need the right shape, the right texture, the right frame for the woman you are today. So whether you're ready to make a change or simply thinking about it, take these ideas with you, save this video, bring it to your stylist. Have the conversation you've been putting off, not because you have to, but because you deserve to feel good about the woman in the mirror. And if this video made you feel seen, if you felt even a little bit more hopeful, more equipped, more understood, I'd be honored if you'd give it a like or share it with another woman who needs this encouragement. Here on Grace Over 50, we believe beauty doesn't fade, it evolves. And you, my friend, are proof of that. Until next time. Stay soft, stay strong, and stay true to the woman you've always been becoming.